I recently did a poll that completely blew my mind away. 80% of artists are using Instagram to sell their art, and 82% of artists are not making any money from their social media efforts. That's $0. And on top of that, they feel like they're too old, that they're not good enough, and that it is too late to succeed on Instagram, and none of that is true. Let me put this away for a moment. In today's video, we will erase all of those fears because you're not too old and it's not too late to succeed on Instagram. Today, I will be giving you my step-by-step guide to sell art on Instagram in 48 hours. It's amazing how well this process works. There's a formula to it and it's not hard, and you just have to know what it is. Let's go.
Love is bound, it isn't blind, no.
In the first step, we want to learn how to steal like an artist. We want to make art that is in high demand. We want to make art that sells very well, because if we don't make art that is in demand, we will simply not sell anything. Francis Coppola once said, we want you to take from us. We want you at first to steal from us, because you can't steal. You will make what we give you and put it in your own voice, and that's how you will find your voice. And that's how you begin. And so here's what you do in order to steal like an artist. You go to an art fair, because gallerists take their best-selling art to the fair to maximize their profits. And then you go to the fair, you look at art that resonates with you, that inspires you, and then you take a picture and you write the name down of the artist and the gallery that was representing that artist. This will become very important later in the video. And then when you come home, you search up those artists and you get a lot of their work that inspires you. You screenshot it and you put it in a folder, so that you have a folder of art that sells extremely well and that inspires you. And then you start stealing like an artist. Max Hollein, the director of fine arts museums in San Francisco, said that the biggest secret in the art world is a quote from Ecclesiastes. That which has been is that which will be, and that which has been done is that which will be done. So there is nothing new under the sun. In other words, don't be afraid to steal from artists, because those artists probably stole themselves anyway. And so what does this mean, stealing like an artist? Well, it means that you are going to start copying the works out of the folder that you've created, and you trust that in the end of the process you will have something that is completely unique and completely your own voice. Yohji Yamamoto once said, start copying what you love. Copy, 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 copy. At the end of the copy, you will find yourself. And so the key here is to copy what you love and what sells very well, so that at the end of the journey you not only find yourself, but you find yourself selling a lot of art. And for the selling part, that's where step 2 of this video comes in. This is an amazing step. This is the mistake that all Instagram artists are making. I'm loving it already. Let's go. Oh man, the second step is pure gold. There is a crucial mistake that I made in the beginning of my Instagram journey, and if you're able to avoid this mistake, you can 10x your sales potential. All the way in the beginning of my Instagram journey, I started posting on Instagram, and I thought that people who like my art would simply DM me in order to buy my work. What I didn't realize was that Instagram is designed for consumption of art and not for sales. And everything that I was doing was in line with consuming art and not selling art. And so what I needed was to transform this consumption of art into selling of art. Andy Warhol had this beautiful philosophy about art and about business. He said, being good in business is the most fascinating kind of art. Making money is art, and working is art, and good business is the best art. And so this is the mindset that I needed, and it all starts with having a platform that is designed for selling and not for consumption. In other words, a platform that is not Instagram to sell your art on. And so what platforms would I recommend to sell your art on? Well, if you're a beginner, I would recommend online galleries. They might not be the best place to sell your art, but if you're a beginner, you cannot beat the convenience and the easiness of use that those platforms offer. And the best online gallery out there for artists at this moment just happens to be Saatchi Art, and so that's the one that I would recommend. Now, alternatively, if you're a little bit more of an advanced artist, I would recommend to build your own website with something like WordPress, for example. For the simple reason that if you do that, you can collect the customer data and the visitor data of people that are visiting your website, and then use retargeting campaigns to target them again, which is going to boost your sales up by a lot. Now, one of the big mistakes that artists are making when they're designing their website is to be an artist. They want to make it as original as possible, as unique as possible, as beautiful as possible, because they're artists. That's what they stand for. And that's the worst thing that you can do. Paul Rand put it beautifully when he said, the public is more familiar with bad design than good design. It is in effect conditioned to prefer bad design because that's what it lives with. The new becomes threatening, the old reassuring. And so you might be surprised of how much more bad but functional design sells over beautiful and original design when it comes to websites. So don't make that mistake. It might be worth watching this section again because according to my polls, 79% of artists didn't even started putting their art for sale online yet. And it doesn't help that art schools never talk about these topics. Let's go to the third step. This is where everything will come together. This is where this video will start to make sense. In this step, we will find collectors that want to buy our work. How amazing does that sound? How many artists never talk to collectors, don't even know how they look like? Well, today that is going to change. Let's go.
Blue eyes, open wide, side to side, just trying to find it again.
The third step is all about finding art collectors that want to buy your work and then nurturing those connections so that you prime them for sales. And that's exactly what we're going to do. The approach that we are going to use is called the digital handshake approach. And so how does that look? Well, let's take out my phone and show you how it's done. So you want to go to Instagram and you want to go to one of the galleries that you wrote down in step 1. The galleries that are representing artists that are making similar art to the art that you just made in step 1. And so let's go to a gallery. I'm going to go to a random gallery just for the sake of this demonstration purpose. And so now that you're on the gallery page, you want to go to the people that the gallery is following. And then in those people, you want to search for people that are collectors, people that are buying work. Let's just click on the first one here. I'm gonna blur that out because I'm actually following this person and I don't want you guys to spam this person with messages. So this is very important here. You see this black line with 47 people in total that are following this person. And so what does that mean, 47 people? Well, considering that I, on my Instagram page, and this is something that I recommend you guys to do, I follow a lot of people that are very well connected in the art world. Gallerists, dealers, collectors, artists, etc, etc, etc. And so we know out of this black line, 47 people, that this person is extremely well connected in the art world. And so what does this mean? It means that this is a collector or a critic or a gallerist or any of those people. And so what you want to do then, once you know that, once you found a person like this, you want to start going through their posts and start interacting with that. You want to start giving likes. You want to start commenting on their posts and make yourself be seen by providing some kind of value, helping their posts reach a bigger and broader audience, which is what everybody wants, of course, on Instagram. You also have to check whether or not these people are active. So you go through their post and you see when they posted. So this is May, March. This is very active. Then once you found one person, you obviously want to do that over and over and over again until you have a crazy amount of people, a crazy amount of collectors, a crazy amount of potential buyers. And then once you follow them and you have liked, you have commented and all of that stuff, what you could do, for example, is when you see that they have a new artwork that they bought, you could offer them an art print, a signature art print, a limited edition art print of your art for free. Don't ask them to pay for it. Don't ask them to check out your work. No, offer them something that would work with the artwork that they just bought and offer it to them for free. Provide value to those people. Billionaire Ellie Broad once said, for business to be successful, they need to constantly ask the question, how can we provide value to our customers? Now, if this sounds like way too much work and it's way too boring for you to get noticed by those people, you could alternatively do what Oscar Wilde did, which was walking a lobster on a leash in the streets of famous art cities. And you could potentially even go to a gallery opening with your domesticized lobster on a leash. I personally don't have the guts to do that, but if you can, be my guest. Now that we have collectors, we have art that people want to buy, we have a place to sell our art, and we're able to drive traffic and all of that stuff, now we want to go towards the most important step, the step where all the difference will be made, the step where all the money is, the thing that artists spend zero time on because they're afraid of being a sellout artist. Let's go.
Love is bound, it isn't blind, no.
So in step 4, we want to use proven sales strategies to boost up our sales. If you have the previous 3 steps in place, this one is just pure gold. The first strategy is adding things for free in a proper way, in an artistic way. I read this one study in a book, Predictably Irrational by Dan Ariely, and in this research, they took people and they gave them 2 options. They could either buy luxurious chocolate for 25 cents or normal regular chocolate for 10 cents. And what they found was that everybody wanted to buy, or the majority of people wanted to buy the luxurious chocolate. They wanted to try that really nice piece of chocolate. And then, this is where it becomes interesting, they did it again. The same chocolate, one luxurious option and one regular option, but this time the luxurious option was 15 cents and the regular one was free. The difference between the 2 chocolates was still 15 cents, but suddenly the far majority of people took the free option. And the reason why people wanted the free chocolate is because of a loss aversion mechanism that's in play. And so what happens is that when something becomes free, suddenly all the risks that are involved with buying that thing just fall away. In the worst case scenario, the chocolate is bad, but you still didn't lost anything. And so as an artist, you want to use this loss aversion mechanism and you want to provide free things without devaluing your original art. And so how do you do that? Well, you can offer, for example, the frame of particular artwork for free, or you could add a limited edition signature print when they buy an original piece. The second sales strategy has something to do with the dream outcome of the customer. When somebody is thinking about buying something, they have a dream outcome in mind. They, for example, want to buy a luxurious piece of art to make their home more luxurious and more modern. This is their dream outcome. And anything that will bring them closer to that dream outcome, to that dream state, or faster to that dream outcome will increase the likelihood of them buying. And so as an artist, you want to use this. How can you do that? Well, you could, for example, make sure that the shipping of your work happens extremely fast. The moment they place an order, you ship it or you package it the same day and you send it out the same day or a day later so that they have it within a maximum of a week or something. As a matter of fact, a little side secret, a lot of these online galleries and marketplaces don't even consider artists to be featured artists when their shipping times are too long. And features, that's where all the money is. I hope that you start to understand how powerful these things are that I'm telling you. Depending on where you are at your journey, let's say you have step 1 and step 2 in place, you could potentially sell your art on Instagram 48 hours from now. You simply take 2 hours a day to execute on step 3 and 4, spread it out over 24 days, and it's done. It's that simple. Now, to be fair, we should add some strategies to this list. We should be talking about generating urgency and generating scarcity around your art. We should be talking about DM strategies that generate sales questions. We should be talking about tagging strategies to increase your follower count and increase your sales and all of that stuff. And I actually have done that in another video. It's called How to Sell Art on Instagram Without Having a Lot of Followers. I'll link it in the description and in the end screen. That said, get the hell out of here.